Those who have decided to leave don't want to hear the previous mistake or the entanglement of low voice. If when you are separated, the other person has said a lot of negative feelings about this relationship, said a lot of things that you didn't do well and didn't correct before, or you want the other person to give you another chance, he will refute you saying that he has given you many opportunities before. But your approach is that he is disappointed and you don't cherish it every time. So how will you deal with this situation? The most common mistakes I have seen are crazy apologizing, admitting mistakes, and humble entanglement of various promises. Maybe this sudden loss has made you really realize the seriousness of the problem and the determination to bring change to this relationship. But why is the final result that the other person not only does not appreciate it, but also makes the relationship worse? So today's content, I will tell you why apologizing is useless and how we can do something to help maintain and develop the relationship. Let's think about it in a different way. If you take the initiative to break up, then in what situation would you be willing to accept another person who you think is not suitable and who has hurt you before? Or do you think you have come to the end? In this context, your apology, admitting mistakes, and explaining promises may be more like a kind of invisible pressure that makes the other person feel difficult to breathe. This kind of action is essentially saying, I admit I was wrong, but I still hope we can go back to the past. This is no different from trying to force the other person not to accept another person in a way of seeking sympathy, but you are unconsciously satisfying your own needs by sacrificing his feelings. You never really stand in his shoes to feel everything he has experienced. If you think about it this way, can you understand why he chose to end this relationship? Because his needs have been suppressed and he can't get the satisfaction he wants. He has argued with you before, fought against you, and tried to express his position, but all of these were destroyed in your unconsciousness. So this result is actually caused by you. He chooses to trust you again and again, but the price of trust is to make himself more painful. If you keep focusing on apologizing and admitting your mistakes, it will only add to his determination to end the relationship. Do you understand? What he really wants is not just the promise and apology you say, because in his cognition, you don't see his real needs and you don't know the fundamental reason why this relationship ends. So our current primary task is to break the underlying logic of his heart, wanting to end this relationship. Why does the other person firmly believe that this relationship must end? We must not follow his logic passively, but to guide him to realize why this relationship is worth continuing. For example, you can choose a suitable time to tell him that the reason I kept pestering you before is because I really can't accept being separated from you. If I don't do this, I will definitely be full of regret and regret in the future. Although in the end we still reach the end of the relationship, I am still grateful for your company. During this time, I reflected on many problems and clarified many thoughts. Now I can finally understand why you made the decision to break up. Recently, we seem to have been fighting. I only care about winning and losing, but I ignore the deeper reasons. In the end, I didn't pay attention to your feelings, and I didn't really understand and sympathize with you. So for this separation, I can understand. Think carefully, we haven't had a good communication for a long time. You said you were tired, I should have noticed it long ago. But in fact, I have been entangled in why you have become cold, not as gentle and considerate as before. I used to think that our quarrel was because I couldn't feel love, but now I really understand that it's because I don't understand you enough. I never really thought that you would feel tired. You also need my care and care. But now, no matter what I say, it's too late. Every time I have a chance to make up for your loss, I receive the news that you are going to end. To be honest, it's hard for me to accept this result. But after these days of calm thinking, I gradually realized that there are indeed many problems between us. I don't know if you have ever thought about it seriously. Every time we quarrel, I will explain to you in detail my feelings and needs. But you never responded. Maybe just like what you said, you think I don't understand you. But you never really noticed my patience and sacrifice. So if you are really so firm, I shouldn't continue to be persistent. After sending this message, please don't pay too much attention to the reply. Her response is not important. The key is to change her way of thinking and reestablish contact for the future.